last night, the Hawthorn-Sydney game, I went to sleep at half-time. I enjoyed the second quarter enormously because it was Hawthorn winning in the way that only Hawthorn seems to win. But John Longmire was sort of grizzling a bit. Well, he wasn't targeting the umpires, but he said the free kick count was a bit Hawthorn's way.
Well, I think it was 15-9 in the end to Hawthorn. So there was a inequality. In the end, there was a couple of Hawthorn got 2 goals out of 50s, and that's tough to take. I know as a supporter and a coach, but if you looked at them, they were both clearly there. I don't think anyone's disputing the 50s were there, and but it was just a brutal, tough game. It was like a finals, 42,500 there, which is the biggest crowd at the SCG for
how many?
42,300, biggest crowd in 19 years or something. And Hawthorn are just freaks. They're just winners. I don't know. Swans were better for 3 or 4 quarters, and somehow Hawthorn, as they do, found a way to win. And Burgoyne was unbelievable, and Rioli and Mitchell. So they're amazing, Hawthorn, and they've been just going, and they've only lost 3 games. So we'll see where they go, but they're right in the frame again this year.
Aaron, well, you'd rather have somebody else there, wouldn't you? Rather the Dogs and North in the grand final?
Well, we want the best 2 teams there in the end, and if Hawthorn make it, they're going to be against, there's some exciting teams in the 8, and anyone can win it from here. Adelaide, Bulldogs, GWS, West Coast. But if they get there, there's a theory that says, oh, God, again, but these ageing group, if they can win 4 in a row, there is a story in there that I think will be captivating.
I love watching them. This is so professional. Aaron, hello, Aaron.
Good morning, gentlemen. Gillon, I'd like to ask about Collingwood's game next week at Etihad Stadium. There's no game at the MCG that night, and Collingwood's home ground is the MCG. What's the rationale behind the game?
Playing North, are they, Aaron?
Yeah, that's right, but it's a Collingwood home game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just wondering.
Be a good game.
Wondering why the game's being played at Etihad and not the MCG.
Well, Collingwood's got an agreement. They play 14 games at the MCG for the year, and of their 11 home games, they're contracted to play 9 at the MCG and 2 at Etihad. So, they always play 2 home, and I think they actually contracted to play 2 away at Etihad as well. So the 2 home vary depending on the fixture and others, and clearly the guys thought July. I think is it a Saturday night game? One of their 2 would be against North at Etihad, sort of the right fit. So that's they get them away when they can, but they're contracted to play 2 home games at Etihad.
As long as you're not locking people out,
Correct.
Will Collingwood North be a sellout?
I don't think it'll sell. It'll be close, but it'll be a good game, and it'll be under dry and warm, and it feels a good game.
Can you still shift a game if you want to? If you say, this is we didn't know it's going to be this big. This is a big game. We've got to go to the MCG.
We generally don't, Neil. No.
Can you?
Well, technically, yes, but you've got contracts to deliver on in various forms, whether they be with stadium, broadcasters, and our clubs and our supporters don't like moving games, even from venue to venue, and certainly not time slots. So we very rarely, if at all, move games.
Now, is it correct?
But we have on the odd occasion.
I'm sorry. Is it correct that you're looking at ending the home and away season with a game on a Monday night and starting the finals with a game on a Thursday night?
Yep, we have been. Yeah, so that story came out this week is true. I mean, if in the last game there is an Adelaide West Coast game in that round 23, you feel that game would decide final position somewhere in the 8. We have the week off. It would be a dramatic end of the season the Monday night. They've still got at least 10 days to the next final. I think it'd be a thing to look at. We are in discussions with broadcast and others. Clubs, are part of the story and have got to be engaged in that. And there's a slight hiccup with Channel 7 with some broadcasting commitments they've made. So whether we end up doing it, we're working through with those. But I like it anyway. And I think it extends the drama of that final weekend.
And the Thursday night start to the finals.
Yeah, that makes sense, because then you can clearly maximise the amount of people that can get there. If it's the right market. And we mean that for week 2 of the finals, if we played Thursday, Friday, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, we could play any combination of teams on the following Friday, and we would have greater flexibility for week 2 of the finals.
There's a bit of grizzling starting about that bye at the end of the year, though, isn't it? Some of the coaches aren't happy with it.
Well, it's new and people don't like change. Let's have a look. I mean, there was people who didn't like changing the parade route last year, other stuff. It was brought in clearly for a reason to protect the integrity of that final round because of last year. People understand that. There's always a risk in it. Let's have a look and see how we go.
And is that big party still happening on the Friday before the grand final down at the MCG with all the tents and dancing?
So we've the Festival of Football, the Foxtel Festival of Football down there, which was a great success, and we had the parade finished down there on Friday with 120,000 people. So it'll be the same this year, and that was a big success last year.
Had you ever heard of catfishing before this week?
I didn't know that's what it was called. I'd heard of.
This is where a player sent a naked photograph of himself to who he thought was a woman and ended up on the internet on a gay porn site.
Have you got any worries?
No. It's a bit nasty, though. I mean, there seems to be a blue between North Melbourne and Channel 7 because Channel 7 said North Melbourne was the club. Is it? Do you know?
I have no idea who it is. I don't know. I saw that Channel 7 had named someone. I didn't even hear who it was. If you want to put yourself out on any form of social media, there is a risk in everything. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. And if you want to take that sort of risk, well, beware of the potential consequence.
Well, yeah, but how stupid. It shows you don't have to be bright to be a good footballer. I'm assuming it's good football. If you're playing in league level, you're a very good footballer. And how many warnings would they get about precisely that through all your counselling and the rest of it?
I'm pleased that social media and digital media wasn't around when I was 20.
Did you do that?
No, I didn't do it, but I was capable of a lot of stupid things.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I'm just talking about the fact that these are young men who make decisions, and social media can, seemingly from my distance to it, can be an evil or treacherous beast at times.
Thursday night footy here to stay?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, last night was massive.
So what are you going, all next year, every Thursday night?
No. 5 or 6, the same as last year. That's what we're committed to, and 5 or 6 spread around the country are big events, and people love it, and last night was huge, and sorry you had to go to about half time.
We only get Tuesday and Wednesday off.
And Monday.
Well, you're going to play Monday night end of season game. What days can we have off?
You've got 51 other Mondays to have off.
Thank you very much. Gillon McLachlan, Chief Executive of the AFL.